Hi, welcome to Sean's Workshop. Today I thought I'd show you my small parts crosscut sled that I had made for my table saw. Let me go through how I put this together. You can see it, the base of it is made of 1/2-inch plywood to give it some stability. The dimensions of it, if I measure the length of it, it's about 17.5 inches deep by about 24 inches wide. You can see that I've got screws on the bottom that actually go through and hold both the back fence and the front fence. And the dimensions of those happens to be roughly 2 inches by about 2 3/4 tall. And on this back fence here, you can see I put a groove, and I bought a T-track that I put in there with a stop. That works great for cross-cutting and doing repetitive cuts. I also have here plastic that I had put, a couple things as a reminder to keep your hands away, as that's where the blade is going to come through. And then also it also keeps the sawdust from flying up in your face as well. And then on the bottom here, I also have some aluminum tracks that I had put on here. You can purchase, rather than purchasing these like I did, you can make some out of 3/4 inch hardwood. And then I also have it waxed on the bottom here. That helps it slide very smoothly. What makes this nice is you can see where the saw is actually going to cut. And like I said, for doing repetitive cuts, this works great. I know you run up against this. A couple things you could do here is you could temporarily remove this if you wanted to cut a little closer. Or what I do is I put a scrap piece of wood, measure what the piece that I want to cross-cut the length of it, and then just put a scrap piece here so I don't have to worry about removing that. You can see that the miter bars on the bottom are held together by screws, held to the bottom of the base here. That's pretty much it. It's very simple to make, but yet it's great for, like I said, cutting small parts. It's a lot safer for cutting on the table saw. Let me just do a demonstration to show you how this works. I'll put on my safety glasses here. I've got a scrap piece of wood that I want to cut, and let's just say I can measure this piece. Let's say I want to cut it at 5 inches. I can mark the 5-inch mark. I can line that up, set my stop here. Pull the sled. You want to make sure your sled is out of the way of the blade when you start this up. So I pull it back far enough, and I'll start this up. Slowly move the sled in. Cut the part. Back it back out. You can remove this piece, and if I had to cut a repetitive cut, slide the piece down. Make another cut. And you can keep doing that if you have a lot of pieces that you need to cut that's very small. Again, it works great. That's a lot safer than trying to do it on just a regular miter gauge when you're doing cross cuts. Obviously on the long cuts, you can use the fence, but on cross cuts like this, it works better to have a sled like, something like this made. The one thing that I will say is, I have this as a caution here, but you also have to keep in mind, and I've thought about building a little box over here so that when you come through, that your fingers are away from the blade here. Again, that's why I kind of have this so that you naturally stay away from it, but you can build a little box out to keep that as a reminder as well. So that's the small parts crosscut sled. Again, you could make it to any size that you wanted. This happens to be fairly perfect for me. If I'm going to do large cuts, I have a different sled. I can show you that later on in another video. But this works great for cutting small parts, especially when you want to do repetitive cuts. And it's too dangerous for the small parts to use on your regular miter gauge. That's pretty much it. If you want to see more videos like this, check out my YouTube channel. And otherwise, please subscribe. Thank you for watching.